to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Gee, I really love you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be episode 3 in my wedding bells series. I'm so excited. Today's video is going to be all about how to prepare for a meeting with a wedding vendor. So it could be your florist, your bakery, your venue, photographer, videographer, anybody that's going to be helping you out on your big day. So for example, today I actually just got home from a meeting with my photographer. So I wanted to do this while it was still fresh in my mind and current. And it was funny because we got to talking and I told her about like my wedding decor and my theme and everything, and she pulled up these bridesmaid dresses on Pinterest that were literally perfect for the wedding. Like, they were stunning. But you guys know how Pinterest is. Like, you find something and there's no label, there's no designer name, no website, it's not linked to anything, so you can like never buy it. But I really like these dresses, so I am actually going to start a hunt on the app called The Hunt. I'm sure you guys have heard of it before, but if you haven't, I'll have everything linked down below for you guys to check it out. But basically, you just have a picture of a clothing item or accessory, anything that you really want to find, but you have no idea where it's from. So I'm sure you guys have had that happen to you before on like Pinterest or something like that. So you just post the picture and you start a hunt, and anybody else on that app can help you find out where it's from, and they can just comment and say, hey, this is from Forever 21, or this is from Macy's, whatever. And that way you can find it. So I am going to start a hunt looking for these bridesmaid dresses. They're seriously beautiful. So if you guys have any idea where they're from, you can find me under the hashtag Alex Garza. I'll have that hashtag in the link to the app so you guys can download it down below. If you have any questions, just let me know. But moving on, back to planning your big day. Okay, so now moving on to how I prepare for the meeting. So the first few meetings that I had, I actually didn't prepare at all. I just went into it thinking they would take charge of the meeting and they'd let me know their information and it'd be all set to go and I'd be good. And actually didn't work out that great. Those 2 people that I met with first, I'm actually not even working with them anymore due to things that were miscommunication. So it's very important that you have all your questions ready ahead of time, because you don't want to be thinking one thing, they're thinking another, and you never communicate to each other, and it ends up not working out well, because once your big day comes, you do not have, I mean, you can't change anything. The way that it's going to look is the way it's going to look, or the way your pictures are going to look, or the way your pictures are going to look, and you can't change it. So you want to make sure ahead of time that everything is set perfectly, as much as it can be, how you want it. So I hope that makes sense. So for my last 2 or 3 meetings now, I've been doing it this way. Worked out much better. I actually feel like I've created more of like a relationship with these people, and they are becoming friends rather than just someone I'm working with, which I think is important because you want to feel comfortable around them, especially like a photographer. You want to feel comfortable around them all day, and you want to feel confident that they're going to take great pictures, and you also want to feel confident in your pictures. So what I do is like to take 1 hour before the meeting to kind of prepare, gather my thoughts, think about exactly what I'm expecting from this meeting and what kind of questions I want to ask. So for the first meeting, you kind of want to get your basic questions answered, and a lot of it, because you may not have another chance to meet before the wedding. So you want to make sure you have everything ready to go. So what I do is actually I use a few different books and a few different tools. So let me pull out the books. Okay, so these 2 books I'm actually borrowing from one of my friends, and she has helped me a lot actually with wedding planning. So this first book is called The Not Book of Wedding Lists. I love this book. This is like an amazing, very helpful book for anyone planning their wedding. Obviously, it's not something that we're very used to doing. You only do it hopefully once in your life. So it's not something you're super comfortable with, or you know exactly what kind of questions to ask. So this book is great. I definitely recommend getting it. It's less than $15. So basically what you do, this is what I do. Depending on who I'm meeting with, that's what page I'll go to. So for example, today I said I had a meeting with my photographer. So chapter 11, photography and videography, page 122. I go right to page 122. And from here, basically lists a ton of different questions to get you started. You want to have your basics ready to go. So you want to know your wedding date, your ceremony location, reception location, what kind of portraits you want, what kind of moments and events you want to cover, your budget, different kinds of questions to ask when interviewing photographers, making sure you get references from them, looking at their portfolio, all kinds of questions that need to be asked for each vendor is in here. So what I'll do is read all of this completely, and anytime I see something that I know I want to ask or I know is important to me, I write it down in my notebook. So I just jot down all these questions, or if while I'm reading this something else comes up into my head, I'll write down that question too, just pencil to paper, write it down. Then moving on to the next book, this one is also by The Knot. This is called The Ultimate Wedding Planner. This is also really helpful. This is a little bit more on the creative side, making sure the little details are covered. So same thing in here, I'll go to whatever vendor I'm working with that day. So chapter 11 in this book also, photography. And in here, just more questions and information and things you want to be asking your vendor. So then, okay, so you guys can kind of see, here are my notes that I took this morning before the meeting. So just a few pages of notes, questions. It's not organized at all. It's all random. I just went through each book and then Google. Nothing's in order. Nothing, you know, is really written out nicely or anything. And for a lot of people, this may be okay to leave it like this, bring your notebook and go. But not for me. So then this is where I come to my computer. And basically what I'll do is I'll just bring up a blank document and okay, so I don't know if you guys can see, but basically here I come up with a note-taking document. And what I like to do is organize my questions. So I'll write obviously the date that we're meeting. You don't have to do this basic stuff. Okay, so for example, like last week I was meeting with my decorator and then I wrote her name and the name of her company. That way when I'm meeting with her, I have her name right in front of me, okay? That's important. You don't want to forget their name. And then I go into my basic questions. Do you have my date available? Can you work around my budget? This is my style. This is my theme. Have you worked at this location before? If not, would you be willing to have a meeting there? So you could scope out the place and kind of see it. Let's see, what else are in my basics? How long have you been in this business? What inspired you to become a what inspired you to start doing weddings? How many weddings do you do a year? How many weddings do you do a day? That's an important question. You want to make sure that they're not under a strict time constraint when doing your wedding. It's really important, at least to me. You want to see portfolio of their work. Also ask for references. These are just kind of basics that I ask every vendor. Then from there, I'll go into more detail specific stuff. So for example, today I met with a photographer. I'm asking her questions kind of like, do you bring a second shooter? What kind of equipment do you use? Do you have a backup plan if the equipment fails or if you get sick? Do you need a list of must-take photos? What is your pricing? What are your packages? Do I have full rights to the pictures? Stuff like that. So that's my one for the photographer. This is another one that I did for a meeting with my decorator last week. So basically I write all this up, I print it out, print out a copy for myself and a copy for whoever's coming with me. So usually that'll be my mom or my sister or one of my bridesmaids, you know, and this can bring up other questions and just kind of get the conversation going. So that way, you know, literally everything is covered. Okay, so I just want to also let you guys know other few very important questions to ask every vendor. Even if you love them and you know you want to work with them, make sure you ask, what is their cancellation policy? What is their refund policy? What is their backup plan if something happens to them, they get sick or whatever, anything like that. You always want to make sure you know all that, the date that everything is due. You want to know the details of their contract and everything, and make sure you get a copy of that. So usually they'll hand it to you right there, or they'll have to work on some things and create a specific contract, email it to you within a few days. And then from there, I always print it out and look over it. For me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's easier to look at something typed up on a piece of paper that I can take notes on, cross things out, change things. Okay, so from there, once I get home, I'll take these notes and insert them into my final wedding planner. You guys don't need to be this detailed, but for me, it's something that I really want to make sure I'm documenting, even the planning. I think it's a really special time in your life and you want to remember even the little things. So I have this planner that my mom got for me from the bookstore. If I can find it, I'll link it for you guys in the description box. So what I'll do is go to whatever section I was at. So this is floral, and there's a little folder, so I'll just insert the notes into that little folder. That way I have it there with me. Also, I'll keep their contract in here, a second copy of the contract, when my deposits are due, all the important information I'll keep right in this folder. Okay, so this is where it gets a little extreme, but from there, what I do before I leave for the meeting is I grab, you can grab your purse, but I just grab this tote bag. I've showed you guys this before. This is where I keep all my wedding planning stuff. That way I can just grab this out the door, ready to go. So in this tote, I will bring my notes with me and notes for whoever's coming with me, pens, pencils. I'll bring a notebook just in case. I also have extra ideas and stuff in here. I also bring my planner. That way I can set up, you know, my next meeting with them or whatever. Look on my calendar, already have it in there, ready to go. Also, I can write down when my deposits are due or anything like that right in my planner. So make sure you bring your agenda with you. And then the last thing that I bring with me, which I don't have right now, but this is the case, is my iPad. That way I can show the vendor my Pinterest board, like my wedding board. I'll have that link down below since I keep bringing that up. But of my idea for the theme, the style of the wedding. That way they can get a feel of exactly what style we're going for. And they can see real pictures and I can show them. So that way we're on the same page. Okay, so that is everything that I bring in my wedding planning tote bag. Alright, so I hope that this video wasn't too long and that it helped you out get organized for wedding planning. It can be kind of overwhelming, but if you break it down 1 hour before every meeting and really just try and keep yourself organized, it helps a lot, and it helps to make wedding planning not as stressful and more fun because you know everything is taken care of. Any little questions you have in your head, you already know they're answered. Oh, if you're curious about my little starfish earrings and my starfish bracelet, they are from the website called The Shiny Mix. I will have them linked down below. For the month of June, they are offering 15% off for my viewers. The code is Alex Garza, so I also have that down below. Like I said, links to everything will be below. Also, the app The Hunt. If you guys want to help me find those bridesmaids dresses or anything else, follow me on there. And if you guys have any questions or comments, just let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I make new videos every week. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.